Hey, it's Danielle. I'm going to schedule out the reminders for my Inner Circle office hours calls. And while I do that, I wanted to show you my process so that if you have a membership or a group program or a cohort of your course and you have recurring reminder emails that you want to go out, you may have wondered how to set that up in Kartra. So I'm going to show you how. And it isn't with a sequence. When I first say that, some people get a little discouraged, like, oh, I wanted it to be automated and easy to do. And I totally get that. But we really don't like to use sequences for any emails that are supposed to go out at a certain day and time, which your reminders for calls would be. So in that case, we're going to use broadcasts. And while I set it up, I'll tell you a little bit more about why and how to make this foolproof, and also how to make this as, painless and easy as possible, even though you have to set it up. You can definitely set it up far enough in advance to make it so that it is a fairly automated process. So let's dive in. Okay, so here I am in my Kartra broadcast. This is where we're going to set these up. Now, for my membership, I have 3 calls each month, and I do a 1 day, a 1 hour, and right when we get started email. You can do this however you want to, but I'm just explaining my setup. So if you want to follow along, you know what I'm setting up. The first thing is you want to create a broadcast category for your reminder emails. So in my case, I put them in my inner circle. And so when I do that, you can see how it filtered from all of my broadcasts to the broadcasts that are for the inner circle, which are going to be my reminder emails. And then if I send out replays and things like that. So I'm going to go back through my most recent sent emails, and I'm going to clone each one to reschedule for the next month. Now, the way that I do this is monthly. I do this because I don't like to get too far ahead of myself. I may change dates, I may change things around. I just like to do it this way. So I take however long this is going to take me, 10 minutes, maybe, probably take me a little bit longer because I'm explaining it to you as I go. But I'm going to take that 10 minutes at the end of the month to schedule out the next month. Or in this case, I'm going to schedule it in the very beginning here, right before we have our first call, which is next Tuesday. Okay. Um, so you can set this up the same way I do, just month by month, or you can set these up a year in advance and pre-schedule them. That's completely up to you. So I am going to go to my first call from July. And I believe actually in July, I didn't do the 1 day before call. I did the 1 hour and starts now. So that's what I've got here. You can see July 9th, 1 hour and starts now. There's the replay. Then I've got July 17th, 1 hour and starts now. And then the 25th, 1 hour and starts now. And then I had the replay for the 17th. Okay. So I'm going to start with this email here and click clone. Now, the naming of this email, I've set it up specifically in this way to make it as easy as possible for me. I'll show you what I mean by that. So I put the date first, 2024, and then I have office hours, 1 hour. So that's the call name, right? That's never going to change. And then at the end, I have the date. I put this at the end and not after the 2024, because now all I have to do is take out July 9th and for the August 6th call. So I'm going to put August 6th. Okay. I used to have it as 2024 August 6th, but then I would have to take clone off the end and replace August 6th in the middle. I'm telling you, I know this is a super, a super specific detail, but I don't like to waste any time at all. I like to get boring tasks like this done as quickly and easily as possible. So this makes it easier for me. I'm spending more time explaining it to you, but when I do it and I just am able to take the July date out and put in the August date, it makes it a little bit faster. And I like that. So if you like to not waste time on silly little steps, then that naming convention, if it makes sense to you, will work out really well. Okay, so then here I do not have to make any changes to that because I have it set up so that the recipients are on a list called the Inner Circle Updates, right? So my recipients here are subscribed to that list, and also they have access to the Inner Circle. Now, when they lose access to the Inner Circle, I also remove them from this list. So this is a little bit redundant, but it just acts as a fail safe so that nobody who is accidentally left on the list who no longer has access to the membership gets that replay info or gets that live call info, right? But I don't have to change that because it will dynamically update as people join and leave. Now, I've also set this up so that this email does not have to be changed. I have a custom Zoom link and I have and that doesn't ever change. I have a custom Zoom link that doesn't ever change. So I do not need to update this in any way. I can save and next. And now I'm just going to schedule this for later. I'm going to schedule it for the 6th. This one starts at 11 a.m. So I am going to schedule it for 10 a.m. since it is the 1 hour reminder. Now back to broadcasts, back to my Inner Circle category. Scroll down to July 9 starts now. And again, August 6th. Takes me longer to look it up on the calendar than it does to do this process. Save and next, save and next, save and next. Again, that email just says we're starting right now. So I then schedule that out at 11 a.m. If you're worried that the email won't go out right at 11, you can do it at like 10:55. I don't really seem to have a problem with my emails being super delayed, but of course they can be if there's a queue and it's a lot of emails going out at the same time. But I'm just wanting to have that like email, like in case somebody just was planning on making the call and it slipped their mind. Now, if I were to do the 1 day prior emails, let me go down to one that I have here. So this is where the 1 day prior, I would want to use the one that is specific to my Tuesday call, my Wednesday call, or my Thursday call, because those are at different times. I have different days of the week and different times because I have members in the Inner Circle from all across the world. By the way, if you're a Kartra user and you'd like amazing support, access directly to me, I answer every question in the group and on the group calls, plus a library of all my training. I'll link the info to get you in there if you'd like. You can learn more in the description. So if I do those emails, I would just grab the one that's specific to my Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday call because I have the time laid out there. I also have a little bit more info in there on what to expect. So let's go ahead and grab the June 4th 1 day. And I'm going to schedule these out for August. I'm not sure why I didn't do them in July. So this one's going to be for August 6th. And again, because I have this set up with this information right here and it matches up with my Tuesday call, I don't have to mess with anything other than cloning and scheduling. This one's going to go out on the 5th at 11 a.m. So the key points here are to make sure you create a category name for your reminder emails, whatever the program name is, your membership name is, whatever you want to call it. Maybe you just have a category that's called reminders and that works for you. You want to set up the emails with the date set up. So the part that you have to edit and customize for each email is at the tail end. It makes it easier for you to take off the old date and replace with the new date. And the content of the email itself, you want to make sure that you customize it so that you do not have to change anything, or if you have to change something, change as little as possible. That might mean making sure that you have a different email for every call. So, like, I could have had just one set of 1 day, 1 hour, and starts now. But that 1 day email, I would always be having to change this out. So, for me, it just makes sense to have one for Tuesday, one for Wednesday, and one for Thursday. And then I just clone those respectively. If you can, create a pretty link for your Zoom call and create a recurring Zoom meeting. In Zoom, you can create a meeting that recurs and it's at no set time so that you can just open up that room whenever these meetings are. That makes it easier because you can have a pretty link or you can just have the same Zoom link in every email. You do not have to go and create new Zoom links every single time. And then that's it. Clone and schedule. And you can schedule these out as far as you'd like. Now, the thing that you've been waiting for, why can't we just put these reminders into a sequence and just let them recur and recur and recur? Especially if you don't have a system like I do, where I have calls at different days of the week, different times. Let's say you have a recurring call that is every Monday at noon. You would think that you could have a sequence where it's just a Monday at noon, that email goes out, or, Monday at 11 a.m., you have a 1 hour reminder. But the thing is that if you have it every single week, you would need to have more than one set of those emails so that people don't get kicked out of the sequence, because Kartra doesn't want someone to go through any one step more than 3 times in a 30-day period. It will kick them out as a failsafe so that they think that the person's just stuck in a loop, right? So you would need to create 2 sets of your reminder emails and have people going through them. And then you would have different members in different steps at different times. Let's say that on Tuesday, I need to change the Zoom link, or I need to change the time, or I need to cancel the meeting. You cannot stop that email from going out if your members are in different parts of the sequence. You also do not want to pause that sequence while people are in it. You don't want to edit it. You can't edit the content in the email and then edit it back later, because when you start messing with sequences that have people in them, that is a recipe for, you're just inviting a possibility of disaster. Whereas if you have these emails all neatly scheduled out, like you see here, if you need to edit one real quick before it goes out, you absolutely can. You can hop in there, edit the content. You can say, hey, tonight XYZ, is hosting and not me, or here's the new Zoom link, or I've got to cancel for tonight, or we're rescheduling. You can edit that, and it's one email and everyone will get it. And you know that. So that's why I recommend broadcasts. If you have any questions on this, Let me know if you have a membership or a cohort or something like that, or a group program, and you'd like support in all aspects of setting it up inside of Kartra, the strategy for launching, the strategy for managing your members. That is all things that we love to talk about in the inner circle. So I invite you to check that out with the link below. Thanks for watching. If you have any ideas for a future video, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to help you out, and I may answer your question in an upcoming video. Take care.